The video started. Let's go. Predictions 2024 Oscars. I've seen all but one of the movies. We'll get to that when we come to it. Not a crazy year for movies, I'll be honest. A lot of the same nominees. But we'll get to that when we get to that. For me, this is in reverse, but I assume you can see this regularly. Where you can read it. It's not where it's right to left instead of left to right. Anyway, let's go on with the video. I'm predicting the stuff, and then in the description there will also be a link to the official Oscars Pick'em, which is what it's called, and that's sort of how you bet on the Oscars. I think there's some sort of like you get a vacation if you're like picked at random if you get them all right. So I'm gonna attempt to get them all right, and I'll be using that same link. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Best Picture is actually listed above this on the website, but I went ahead and skipped that one because we're going to do that one last. But I mean, we already know it's going to be anyway, but all the same, I'm going to do that one last. Anyway, actor in a leading role: Bradley Cooper in Maestro, Coleman Domingo in Rustin, Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. Right there. We'll get back to that though. I have a couple of them on DVD and stuff. Anyway, all right. This is a tough one. I'll be honest. It's probably between Cillian and Paul Giamatti. Coleman Domingo didn't win at the Golden Globes, so I don't really think he's going to win here. I would personally, I would go Cillian Murphy just because he's playing an actual person, and usually in movies when you have to, act like a real person, and of course actors vote on, who wins this type of thing. So it would make sense for them to do that, and also he does a lot of like eye acting and stuff, whereas Paul Giamatti's sort of line delivery is, I feel like, it's sort of, sorry if I clip out of frame anyway, but yeah, line delivery is sort of more his style. So yeah, I would go with Cillian Murphy on that one. Personally, that's my prediction. Also, as we go through, I might chime in with snubs, things that I think should have been nominated in a category that weren't. But we haven't gotten to that yet. Anyway, I have to do this manually. Also, I'm reading all these backwards, by the way, so you're welcome. All right. This really looks weird. Okay. Actor in a supporting role. We have. It looks upside down. Okay. Sorry. Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. Robert De Niro in Killers of the Flower Moon. I know it's called. I just wanted to get it on screen for those who could see, which is all of you. Robert Downey Jr. in Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling in Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo in Poor Things. Good nominations. Nothing to complain about. We know it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. Every time he's been nominated for Oppenheimer, he's won. Nobody else stands a chance. Pretty easy call there to make. Actress in a leading role: Annette Bening in Nyad, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, and Emma Stone in Poor Things. Okay. It's really only between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone. Not that Sandra Hüller wasn't fantastic, she was, but it's really, for me, it's just between the two Stones. So I would go with Gladstone. I feel like people really like the subtlety of that performance more than the outspokenness of. Don't look at down my sleeve. Of Mrs. Poor Things. So yeah, I'm just go and grab all this so I can reference it through the video. Yeah. So I'm going with Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. Crap, Killers of the Flower Moon. I forget it's backwards. Lily Gladstone. Are we only on the second category? No, we're on the third. Okay. I was like, this is gonna be a long video. Well, still Lily or 5 minutes interviews. All right, sorry. I'll try and go as fast as I can, but there will be some rants throughout. So I'm just. Oh, also, actually, I do have a snub I'd like to mention about that one. Actually, role Margot Robbie and Barbie. They nominated Ken, and they didn't. And they, and I mean, Margot Robbie wouldn't have been a great nomination. She gave a fantastic performance in Barbie. She would not have won this category, but a nomination would have been deserving. Um, if I keep putting it in front of the camera, maybe even more than Annette Bening. But not that Annette Bening wasn't great, but you know. Anyway, actress in a supporting role: Emily Blunt in Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks in The Color Purple, America Ferrera in Barbie. I didn't even know she was nominated until right now. What the heck, dude? Jodie Foster in Nyad, Divine Joy Randolph in The Holdovers. Okay. Divine Joy Randolph has won similarly to Robert Downey Jr. for The Holdovers. So if she doesn't get it, it would be weird. Yeah, Danielle Brooks is like barely even in The Color Purple as well. So Emily Blunt was great. America Ferrera, I mean, other than the monologue she gave, and I didn't really think Jodie Foster was that great either, to be honest. So, but yeah, Divine Joy Randolph. All right. Animated feature film. Okay, yes. The Boy and the Heron. Why is the font so big? The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I'll be honest. Okay, I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron. That's the one that I haven't seen. I missed it in theaters. I'm pretty upset about that. I've seen every other film by. Sorry, I mean, I had to wipe my nose in this trash. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron. That one's probably gonna win. I hope it does. Or Robot Dreams. Robot Dreams is good too. But I'm going to go with The Boy and the Heron. That one won at the Golden Globes. And several other things. Anyway, Nimona is just like an action film. Not really. I mean, it's like not really special. Elemental was good, but it's not. It doesn't really stand out amongst these. Robot Dreams, fantastic. No dialogue in it, of course. It's a good sentiment. And then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is so bad it shouldn't even have a nomination. That might enrage some people. And if you like the movie, that's great. It was some people's favorite movie of the year, and the animation is fantastic. The vocal performances are fantastic. The plot of the film makes no sense, and the writer should be ashamed. Chris Miller and Phil Lord. I don't know what went wrong. I mean, the film had 3 directors. Like, if that says anything. Not that, I mean, there are movies with multiple directors that are good. Heck, the Best Picture winner from last year had 2 directors. How about that? Everything Ever All at Once. But yeah, if that one wins, I'll be very, very upset. So I'm gonna go with The Boy and the Heron because I really hope that one wins, and then I'll then I might get to see it. Okay, so The Boy and the Heron. I mean, feel free to comment if you want to talk about Across the Spider-Verse. I haven't made a video about how bad I think it is yet. I did make a video about it versus The Dark Knight. Anyway, that might be private actually, same as last year's nominations. Prediction, Oscar prediction. Sorry, I got it. Hold on. Cinematography: El Conde. I don't. The Count. Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Is this cinematography? Okay, yes. All right. Oppenheimer, I think, is gonna win. Because of the IMAX cameras and all that. And Poor Things was very creative, but that's not gonna win. And El Con is just there because they had to throw in a fifth nomination. Okay, so Oppenheimer. Costume design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Um, I'm gonna go with Barbie. I mean, just because Barbie has to win something. And also, it's more, it has the most extravagant outfits. I mean, heck, there's a scene in the movie where they talk about clothes with the palazzo pants. What are they called? I don't remember. Sorry. Yeah, so Barbie for that one. Directing: Anatomy of a Fall, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Great nominations. They all did a fantastic job. Christopher Nolan's gonna win because he always. No, he hasn't won an Oscar for Best Director yet, and so this is might be his only chance. I don't think Tenet 2 is gonna win. Not that's not actually a thing, but yeah. I actually would actually prefer Anatomy of a Fall. I thought, I mean, having to work with a kid actor, a dog, and then having all the other performances be 10 out of 10 is incredible. I really think that one actually should win over Christopher Nolan, but Christopher Nolan will win. I mean, he did. He also did a great job. All the performances and that one were good too. But it is what it is. Documentary feature film. Oh, okay, one that's okay. The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days in Mariupol. That's it. I don't know. I thought there'd be. Wait, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days in Mariupol. Wait, there's only four. What? Okay. What was the other one? I don't remember. I watched it. I know I did. Um, they left it. This is the official Oscars website, guys, and they're missing a nomination. Oh, Bobby won the People's President. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Okay, sorry. I literally scrolled right past it. Okay, how did I do that? For some reason, I thought that like documentary feature film was its own nomination, and this is just who was nominated. Okay, sorry. Bobby won the People's President, The Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, and 20 Days in Mariupol. 20 Days in Mariupol is a fantastic film. Not as good as Navalny from last year, but still pretty great. To Kill a Tiger was interesting, but nothing extravagant. Four Daughters, terrifying. Really scary. I mean, it really, I really thought it was. The Eternal Memory, boring as heck and hard to get through. Almost fell asleep, but I didn't. Um, and then Bobby won. Um, it's a good movie. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of his music. Sorry if you are. It's not for everybody, and it's not for me. It's a cool story. He didn't. Well, I'm not gonna get into spoilers, I guess, but he's great. It's it's mediocre. I mean, well, it's not as good as the other nominees. Okay, there. And 20 Days in Mariupol, except for it's better than the Eternal Memory. Anyway, 20 Days in Mariupol is gonna win that one. I actually am filming this with a guinea pig in the room, and there was a guinea pig in 20 Days in Mariupol, so just thought I'd mention that. I don't know. Documentary short film, The ABCs of Book Banning, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between, The Last Repair Shop, Nai Nai and Waipo, I believe is how you pronounce it. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Grandma and Grandma. Is that translation, I believe? Um, ABC's of Book Banning, terrible. Not gonna win. The editing is bad. The story is bad. I don't know how that even got a nomination. It is terrible, and it did not deserve to be nominated for an Oscar. Um, but I guess it's well made. No, well the editing's bad, so I guess it's not even well made. It's just not even. It's just it's just incorrect in all fashions. It just doesn't deserve a nomination. Last Bar of Little Rock, great. I thought it was really inspiring and cool and a cool story. Island in Between, Honestly, forgettable. I, um, but you know, better than the other one. Better than ABC's A Book Banning. Last Repair Shop, the winner, I believe, probably. It had its own original song, bigger budget than any other ones. 99 WIPO, it's just a story about two grandmas. It's really not that interesting, but it is funny. Um, Heck, they even said that it was more interesting because they were filming than they would. So it's like not even like a real documentary because they were like acting differently than than they would have been. So yeah, The Last Repair Shop for me, easy choice. Film editing, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I really don't think that Oppenheimer should win this one because like there are continuity errors where like Killian Murphy will or slash Oppenheimer will look away from the camera and then they'll cut back or not look away from the camera, look away from the actor, the other actor in the scene, and then they'll cut back and then he'll be looking at him. So I really don't think that that is a sign of good editing. Killers of the Flower Moon is a 3 hour and 30 minute movie. Feels like 2 hours. So I would attribute that to good pacing, good editing, and all that. But I guess since Oppenheimer's this intercut story that takes place at two different times, two different perspectives, it's intercut between the two stories. I guess you could justify that by having it be the the winner, which I do think it is going to be the winner for that reason. But I think Killers of the Flower Moon should win, but it will be Oppenheimer. International feature film, Io Capitano, great. Perfect Days, great. Society of the Snow, great. Teacher's Lounge, great. Zone of Interest, fantastic. The Zone of Interest is nominated for Best Picture as well. It's the only one of these that is, so I would assume that that one would win. And yeah. But Teacher's Lounge is great. If you haven't seen the Teacher's Lounge, you need to watch it because it's fantastic. And I Capitano, but not as good as Teacher's Lounge. Anyway, Makeup and Hairstyling, Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Sight of the Snow. I'm gonna go with Poor Things. Um, pull that out again. Purely because of Willem Dafoe's character. I mean, most of these are only nominated because of one character. In my like, you know what I mean? Like Oppenheimer. Well, I don't know about Oppenheimer, but Golda that was only nominated because of Helen Mirren. Maestro's only nominated because of Bradley Cooper. Oppenheimer. I don't even remember what makeup. Sight of the Snow. Um, so I think Poor Things will win that one. But it's tough. I mean, there's not really any standouts to me, really. Yeah, so I'll go with Poor Things. All right, music original score: American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. There's John Williams. Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I think Oppenheimer's going to win this one too, but they're all really good. But yeah. All right. Music. The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot. Sorry. I'm Just Ken from Barbie. Never Went Away from American Fiction. American Symphony. Sorry. Oh my. Okay. A Song for My People from Killers of the Flower Moon. Sorry, I can't have the whole thing in frame, but you understand. What Was I Made For from Barbie, and that's it. That one's gonna win. What Was I Made For from Barbie, because it's the best one. The one from American Symphony isn't even that good. No offense, John Baptiste. The movie was cool, but the song for me, I wish I'm Just Ken won, but is what it is. Fire Inside. Glad it got a nomination. It's not gonna win though. Production design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Barbie's gonna win that one, I believe. Short film animated. Okay, we got more short films. Littered to a Pig, 95 Senses, Our Uniform, Pachyderm, and War's Over, inspired by the music of. Okay, I'll just look at it from over here. John and Yoko. Um, War is Over looks like a Coca-Cola commercial. So I really don't want that one to win, but it definitely could. The animation is from Weta. If you don't know, they're like the biggest special effects house, or like the best special effects house in the country. So, but I would hope 95 Senses would win because I do actually think that that one's better. But you don't ever really know with these. Um, yeah. So I would go with 95 Senses. That's what I'm going to go with. But if you think that the overall production of War is Over would push it over the finish line, I highly suggest you go with that one instead. Really, if you just watch the trailer of the two of them, and honestly, that could probably just determine the winner. I mean, it's a short film. Trailer's like half of it. Short film live action. The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune, Red, White, and Blue. There's a comma missing after white there, but I'm just going to ignore that. And The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar was the one that I'm going to go with. Wes Anderson was snubbed for Asteroid City this year, so I would think that they would, sort of want to make up for that, as well as it being the highest quality here, as well as the most interesting source material, and the most interesting story, I guess. Very creative as well. But they're all good. I mean, sorry for the After only had a good ending. The sort of conflict is questionable. You can watch it on Netflix right now, and you'll know what I'm talking about. The way certain characters end up is interesting. Sound, the creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One, Oppenheimer, then The Zone of Interest. Great nominations. They all had great sound. Oppenheimer's going to win. They had to re-record every single line delivery in the movie because the camera made so much noise. So and also when the explosion happens, that's a fantastic moment as well. So yeah, if that one doesn't win, also, but there's a snub I must mention. The Killer that came out this year, David Fincher, had incredible sound design. Like if you haven't seen the behind the scenes of that Netflix did for that, it's crazy how they like had certain characters footsteps be louder than another's to convey how like big he was. That's not the only example though. Like, well, if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. There's some incredible sound design in The Killer. I highly recommend you watch it, not only because of the sound, but because of other things in it as well. It's a great story. It's a great director, David Fincher, of course, from Fight Club and Seven and all those things. As I said that, I actually have a Fight Club and Seven DVD over there, but I didn't plan that. But yeah, anyway, Oppenheimer's going to win that. And watch The Killer if you haven't. Visual effects, The Creator, Godzilla Minus One, which I just finished. I shouldn't have said that. Godzilla, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, and Napoleon. Godzilla, I hope wins because they might bring it back to theaters if that happens, and two, um, the director and writer also did the visual effects for the movie. He was the supervisor of the visual effects for the movie, and that's sort of very creative on how that was done. Sort of taking the visual effects into accounting while you're making the movie. That's very what's the word for like being a pioneer? I don't know. That's very, I guess, I don't know, intuitive. I don't know. What's I don't know what a word for that would be. But yeah, it's very nice that happened. And also, it's got like a way lower budget than like one shot in The Creator is like $100,000. Like just offhandedly, Godzilla Minus One. I don't know what the budget is, but of course, like big blockbusters in Japan don't happen all that often as they do here in the United States. So just it has the best visual effects in my opinion, and it's on a way lower budget. but I probably should have looked up what the actual budget is before filming this, but too bad. Okay, we're almost to the end. We've got three more, I believe. Writing, adapted screenplay, American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Great films. Barbie's not gonna win, even though it's an incredible written film. Also, Greta Gerwig was snubbed for directing, but she was gonna win anyway. So, American Fiction, Barbie. Okay. It's tough. It's really tough. It's between American Fiction and Oppenheimer. Get those both in frame. I would definitely give the edge to Oppenheimer just because of who's going to win Best Picture, if you know what I mean. But American Fiction has won Best Adapted Screenplay at other award shows, so maybe they would follow in the footsteps of that. Possibly it's possible. I don't know, but yeah. So I think I'm gonna pick Oppenheimer, just for my Oscars pick 'em. But I just want you to know, other award shows have picked American Fiction over Oppenheimer. Yeah, all right. Writing original screenplay. Saltburn was not nominated for original screenplay. I thought Saltburn had a great uh, original screenplay, so another snub there for you. And Asteroid City also wasn't nominated for either screenplay. So. Nor was it nominated for production design. How was Asteroid City? Okay, how was Asteroid City not nominated for production design? Actually, that is crazy. I don't get that at all. But it wasn't. I don't know. Also, Margot Robbie was in Asteroid City. If that means anything to anyone, I don't know. Original screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers. I mean, do I really need to read any more of the nominations? Maestro, May, December, and Past Lives. I mean, it's really just between Anatomy of a Fall and The Holdovers. No offense to Bradley Cooper. Also, Maestro is based on Leonard Bernstein's life, and yet it's not an adapted screenplay. I just thought that's interesting. Thought that was interesting. May, December, I think that's a first time writer, so good for him that he got an Oscar nomination. Past Lives, cool, but yeah, The Holdovers and Anatomy of Fall are the two top contenders. I'm gonna vote for The Holdovers, but Anatomy of Fall has a fantastic screenplay. But The Holdovers is more quotable, so therefore has more longevity to it than I think Anatomy of a Fall does, because Anatomy of a Fall is partially in another language. And this award show takes place on USA. No, ABC as well. That's shoot. Dang it. But that is American Broadcasting Corporation, right? I think. So either way, I'm gonna go with The Holdovers. But just so you know, also, and you should see Anatomy of Fall if you haven't. It's a great movie. All right, we got to scroll all the way back up to the top for the Best Picture nominees, but I did already spoil who's gonna win. I keep messing with this. There we go. Okay. This is so difficult to do in the reflection. I literally read every single nomination backwards, by the way. Like, that's the dedication you're getting when you watch a video on the greatest channel on the internet. Best Picture, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Past Lives, and Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Okay, yeah. I don't know why I thought that there was 8 for some reason. Okay, well, Zone of Interest is out. Poor Things is out. Past Lives is out. Never Stood a Chance. Maestro is out. And The Holdovers is out. Barbie never stood a chance. I don't know how that they thought that was going to win. It's like being if Singing in the Rain won over like Schindler's List or something. I don't know. It's not a great analogy, but Barbie, Anatomy of a Fall, and American Fiction, all out. And Killers of the Flower Moon's out. So that leaves Oppenheimer. Cultural sensation. Forgot I had an A. I have this. Cultural sensation. Absolutely Wonderful. If you haven't seen it, what the heck are you doing with your life? It's the second highest grossing movie of the year, third, something like that. And it's gonna win Best Picture. Yeah. Bye. No, I don't know. I mean, like, there's really not much else I can say here. I've got all these discs. I have not watched a single one of these DVDs though. I'm hoping to rewatch American Fiction actually this weekend. Um, in case you're wondering. Also, Maestro. I was one fun fact. This is so lame. I was one of the first people in the general public to see that movie because I saw it because Netflix releases them like at like 12 a.m. Depending on your time zone. And so I stayed up until the time zone that I'm in. I don't want to disclose, but it was past 12. Um, I mean, that doesn't really leave a whole lot. But yeah, I stayed up really late to watch it, and I watched it maybe 5 minutes after the clock turned. So I don't know. That's just the kind of dedication you get. Um, yeah. Last Days, 20 Days in Mariupol is free on YouTube right now if you want to watch it. I recommend you do. Just plug other people's stuff. And please re-release Godzilla -1 and maybe The Boy in the Heron. I don't. I mean, I'd be fine watching that one on digital. But please bring Godzilla -1 back to IMAX. Okay.